Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Did you know that the price of XRP has been trending upwards for close to 2 years at this point? Because I'm not convinced that most people know that. I mean, look at the sentiment, obviously, within the XRP community in recent months. That's rather telling. But, you know, the fact that XRP is being outperformed by most top 100 coins right this very moment makes it less likely that people would even notice this obvious fact that XRP is going the right direction and has been literally for years at this point. And I'll prove to you that this is true. If you have a set of human eyeballs, or hell, even just one decent eyeball, I will be able to prove to you with your own human eye or eyes that what I'm saying is factually correct. And look, XRP charts today, as far as I'm concerned, should be cause for optimism, not pessimism. And keep in mind, most coins are being outperformed by other coins most of the time. Because most of the time, any single coin is not rallying. Especially, you know, if you're not in a bull market, we are now. So you have certain coins popping off, but most aren't. So it's logical to recognize that this truth applies to XRP as well. Again, most coins are being outperformed by other coins most of the time. And so that does apply to XRP as well. But then when it goes, then it's outperforming and it gets its turn. That's it. That's purely it. It's musical chairs, son. We'll also talk a little bit about what's going on in the market. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. At the time I record this video, it is 11:41 p.m. Central Time, Wednesday, April 3rd. I almost said March. I got used to it. It's April now. April 3rd, 2024. Price XRP 56.6 cents. Bitcoin at 65,564 bucks. Market cap for the asset class down to 2.49 trillion. And the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, the lowest we've seen in a hot minute. 70 out of 100. So the market's still feeling a little greedy, but we are safely outside of extreme greed. Now, it's not going to stay like that. The trend is still up. Yes, some people are getting beaten down, and the weakest of hands are already have capitulated, and there will be some more perhaps before we see move back to the upside. But this is not the top of the market. I don't believe it is anyway. Here's a post from OnChain Analytics firm Sentiment, sharing a post just this evening, just a few hours ago, just acknowledging the reality of the situation, which is not that big a deal, but they wrote the following. Bitcoin's drop to as low as $65,500 today has continued to drag down most of crypto along with it. In the past 7 days, there has been a 3.61% drop in overall market caps. Trading volume is down 18.84% compared to the week prior. And there you have it. Further acknowledgement, and this is from a fantastic on-chain analytics firm. They're of high repute within the crypto community, broadly speaking. And they're simply acknowledging a cold hard fact: the asset class moves in tandem. And so that's why it really burns my biscuits when I see that the price of XRP is down, but it's because Bitcoin is down along with the rest of the market. And you can tell which coin people care about most when the entire market's down, but they'll talk about just why is so-and-so down. Ah, that's your big bag. Got it. Because on the flip side, the good news is the asset class also rises together. It moves in tandem. It's fantastic. And there's 15 years of evidence of this roughly. Here's a post from chart analyst Jelly. I like this. And I got 2 posts from him, and if you're in a position where you could reasonably look at your screen if you're not doing so, I think it would be worth taking a gander. And so here you have 2 charts, one on the left, one on the right. The chart on the left, it shows where Bitcoin was in 2020 and what happened as it brushed up against the 2017, so then what was the previous cycle's all-time high. So Bitcoin price in 2020 on the left, brushing up against the previous high from 2017. And then on the right, you have where we are at now. Bitcoin in 2024 brushing against the previous all-time high in 2021. And here's what chart analyst Jelly wrote. Bitcoin tends to take its time to fully break through the previous cycle highs. But once it breaks out, the moves are explosive. Tick-tock. And that is true. For those of you looking at the screen where I'm circling for the previous market cycle, that didn't happen overnight. Look at where we're at right now. Not happening overnight. Yet once you tag that all-time high, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And that behaviorally is very similar to what we've seen in the past. And take a look at this, which is sharing similar concept here. This is another chart from the same chart analysts. And he wrote the following. If this chart should tell you anything, it is to be patient. Great things take time. Bitcoin breaking all-time highs is no different. And so back in these eras, people, of course, were feeling just as defeated. So you can look at the previous all-time high here back. So in 2017, when it tagged up against the previous cycle's all-time high, in 2013, once it tagged it, the pre-breakout consolidation before he saw a big move to the upside, he's saying it's about 57 days. Once it hit that all-time high in 2017, and the previous all-time high again was in 2013, it took about 57 days to move. He's noting in the next cycle, which was in 2020 into 2021, he notes that the previous all-time high was, of course, from 2017. And the pre-breakout consolidation there was about 21 days. So it didn't happen overnight. Now here we are in 2024. Bitcoin did tag that 2021 all-time high. And the pre-breakout consolidation at the time he posted this morning, about 29 days. There is nothing different. It just, to be clear, it doesn't happen overnight. So you can feel beat down, and who knows? Maybe Bitcoin does go even lower than what we've seen in recent days. So what? That would be within historical norms if it goes back down a bit lower. It doesn't matter. People with the weakest of hands are capitulating, and all I can do is chuckle because we've seen this movie before. The movie plot is on your screen. This is the script. It's on your screen right now. We've already seen this. What happens once the breakout goes? Faces get melted, and the asset class, to be clear, does move in tandem. So even if your favorite coin, whether it's XRP or whatever, even if it's not gone yet, and we know historically XRP lags behind, all I can say to you is, so what? It doesn't matter. Different coins pop off at different times. Here's a post from chart analyst Ali Martinez. He wrote, Bitcoin seems to be mirroring the NASDAQ's price movements closely. To validate this pattern, Bitcoin must swiftly recover above $69,000. Okay, so on the right, you have the NASDAQ 100. That's an index, which has, they're tech stocks. Just monstrous tech companies within that particular index, the NASDAQ 100. That's what it is. On the left, you see Bitcoin. Now, of course, I'll regularly state, as do many within the crypto space, and accurately so, that crypto as an asset class moves in tandem with the stock market. And in particular, even if it's not true down to the second, the minute, of the day, and most of the time it's not recognizable, the reason that people say that is because, in particular, for the biggest of moves, there is correlation. So the moments where it matters, there's correlation. Now, the reason he's highlighting the NASDAQ 100 specifically, though, is because it's tech stocks, and Bitcoin and the crypto asset class moves even more closely to tech stocks. It just does. It just looks like Bitcoin is lagging behind the NASDAQ 100 a bit. It has been. Look at how it's playing out. Does this look kind of samey to you from the left to the right? Look at these two different charts. I would say yes. It's not a secret. I just don't know that there's that many people that are aware of this. But it is true. And so if Bitcoin is to continue, and I have every reason to believe that it absolutely is, you know, and as long as we don't have some sort of weird global black swan event or something garbage like that, yeah, of course it's going to move to the upside. It just doesn't instantly happen like snap of a finger. That's not how real life works. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto. No change to my prior update from yesterday. We are still holding the key region of support that is the most likely zone for a reversal back to the upside. Meanwhile, 60 million in Bitcoin bids have just appeared below price and down to our local lows, looking good. And so he thinks what's reasonable to suppose at this point is that, though not guaranteed, is Bitcoin actually does start moving back to the upside, and we do see that reversal. But I'll just tell you, even if that doesn't happen, I will still say to you, so what? Don't give a damn in the big picture. Like, I am Mr. Patient. I've been holding crypto over 6 years. Doesn't change anything. I'm still having a blasty blast. This is an exciting time. We're in bull mode, folks. So even during notable pullbacks, even if you get one that's over 20%, 30%, which is historically is normal. Oh, we just had one recently close to 20%, bumping up against it anyway. It doesn't matter. we already just had one within the last couple weeks. Bitcoin did drop close to 20%, and then it went back up to like it was like 60 grand, right, somewhere around there. Then in short order, back up over $71,000. Okay, so what? Like, so what? This is a fantastic time to be in crypto. But let's talk about XRP. Here's a post from chart analyst Greg Crypto, and I actually got two analysts that are mentioning the same concept, and I have talked about this on my channel before because I should probably say it more frequently because I don't think enough people are aware of this. But XRP's been trending up for close to 2 years. I don't think most people are aware of this. They're just focusing on all this other stuff, but Solana went higher. And dog with hat, all that crap. I'm just like, are you new to crypto? Stop it, And so here's what Greg Crypto wrote. He said, XRP is crashing with 5 laughy emojis. I don't want to be too critical here, but I think you should have had at least 6, 7, maybe even 8 laughy emojis because obviously XRP is not crashing, and that's what he said. But that's the sentiment. That's why we're laughing at, right? Of course it's not crashing. And so here's what Greg Crypto wrote. If you cannot, the beautiful ascending channel, I think it means if you cannot see, since May 22, 2022, then I suggest you sell your XRP and get the blank out of my comment section. And so you can see, I mean, this is another one that's worth looking at if you're not driving. And so he says that it's, the chart's going back until May. Most analysts that point this out will say that it goes back to June of 2022 rather than May of 2022. And we're kind of splitting hairs here. You can see the reason that he said May, though. He's looking at this particular level right here. He put one of his circles right here indicating that, hey, that was May and that was the beginning part. Now, XRP actually had its cycle bottom in June of 2022. So that's what this green one is. So that's why most analysts will say June rather than May. But since it's going to come up, I just thought I'd note the discrepancy and explain it. You can choose what you prefer. I don't care. It's the same idea. And so you can see that we've just been zigzagging up this whole time for almost 2 damn years. It's April of 2024. He's saying May of 2022. And even if you say June 2022, almost 2 years. This chart in and of itself, if you have no addition, if you were in the past and you had no additional information back then about when we'd have a bull market, but you could see just this chart, would you say that this is encouraging or discouraging? Well, if you got half a brain, you'd say, that looks pretty good. It's been trending up for 2 years after this moment in time, all the way into 2024. Wow, things must be starting to get a little hot. Now, of course, when you put this in the context of Solana and dog with hat, okay, yeah, other coins are going to pop off. And if you have an illiquid, low market cap meme coin that starts going, yes, of course. You can get crazy multiples out of that. But that's a whole different risk profile, which I personally am not interested in. I know some of you listening dabble in that stuff. That's fine. Some of you, hopefully, not. I hope not too many of you are going full degen on that stuff. As in only meme coins, right? Only dog with hat. Are there any dog with hat maximalists out there? I hope that 0 of those humans exist. Like, you put your life savings into dog with hat. Okay, I'm going to assume that there's not a real person that has actually done that. But if you just look at this chart in a vacuum, which is reasonable to do because, again, it's just a matter of fact that different coins pop off at different times, it looks good. Straight up, like, facts be facts, son. Take a look at this from chart analyst Dark Defender. He says a number of things here, but he echoes that sentiment about trending up for almost 2 years here. So here's what he had to say. I've looked at the monthly time frame since March is closed, and we have a new candle for April. We previously shared 3 levels, which are still in play without changing. XRP plays ping pong in between the following: 63.46 cents and 57.31 cents. And closed below 63 cents in March, which led us to revisit 57.31 cents. The last Fibonacci point is 53.81 cents. Can the last level be touched? Yes, since it's the final defense point after 57.31 cents. I don't see any action under 53.81 cents. So he's warning here, you could at least see a wick down to 53 cents for XRP. Now, if Bitcoin starts crashing even more, then me personally, and I'm not a chart analyst, but I would just say the lower Bitcoin goes, the lower XRP and everything else will go. But in terms of what he's seen in the charts, he's just saying, here's what he thinks is probable. I mean, if it gets bad, you might touch 53 cents. But of course, if that's happening, do you think that XRP is doing that by itself? I would guess no. Typically, that's not going to be the case, especially in an environment like this one. Then he says, the trend has been up since June 2022. Golf clap right there for recognizing that. Yes, it's the same thing that Greg Crypto was saying, and I've noted this a number of times in the past. I might want to hammer that point out a bit more in future videos, I guess, because it matters, and the sentiment is garbage, for no damn good reason, so far as I'm concerned, out there within the XRP community. And I'll say again, I don't think it's most XRP holders that have a negative sentiment. It's just that the ones that feel that way are very noisy. So it makes it seem, if you're on social media, as though that's everyone in the community. Because the ones that are happy, they're just like, they're more likely to be silent. So there you are. It just overwhelms the conversation. Anyway, so he says the trend has been up since June 2022. When we divide them into smaller chunks, the targets appear as 97.72 cents and $1.50.48 cents. And wave 3 and $2.31, just to round it with wave 5. None of the above changes the $1.88 and $5.85 targets, but it does give an understanding of different wave structures. And so he's basically just noting there, yeah, if you're talking about a higher time frame, nothing has changed. I haven't found a single analyst that and I follow lots of analysts, I haven't found a single analyst that, based on this short-term price action over the last few weeks, has changed their perspective, a big picture in terms of what's going to unfold this market cycle. I've seen zero changes to the negative. Oh, well, I guess it is all over. No, not one. And you shouldn't, because that wouldn't make sense. If any analyst said that, I'd share it on my channel, because I like to share diverse viewpoints and, let people, say what they believe. Like, cool, worth having the discussion. But if any analyst said that, I'd be skeptical of them, because that is not what is most probable at this particular point in time. So, it was one thing to question things before Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, but look at what's developed since then. There's just, as far as I'm concerned, there's just far too much evidence to the positive here. That's my opinion. Nobody actually knows for sure, but I personally would be skeptical if at this moment an analyst flipped bearish. And I haven't seen it. So, I mean, some acknowledge you could go lower in the short term, but even the ones that say, well, you could see $50,000 Bitcoin, I don't think it's going to happen, you could see it. Even the ones that say that, and I have seen a couple of those, they still say, but even if that happens, on a macro scale, we're still in bull mode. It doesn't change. It doesn't change anything. So no, I personally am not the least bit worried about this. I'm excited still. Why would you not be excited? I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.